All right. Well, here we are, episode 2 of Punch Fear in the Face. And here with me today, like I promised, Tracy Denise. Hello, Tracy.
Hello, Shannon.
Thank you so much for being my guest and friend here today. Tracy's here because she loves me and she's so nice to me and she always says nice things about me. So, of course, she's my first co host.
And I'm
So,
also here because you've created a big difference in my life. So not just
you
because
are very sweet. See, that's we see, guys. What did I tell you? That's why she's here. All right. So we talked about fear on the last episode. Why fear is such a problem in today's society? There's where we fear blocks us. It's the lowest vibration we can have. Fear, judgment, hate, but fear is one of the lowest vibrations we can have. And why is that important? Because we're all vibration. Everything is vibration. So attracts like if you're vibrating at a low vibration, you're going to start attracting that into your life. And we all remember that. Do you remember, Tracy, the law? What was it called? The secret. Remember that
yes,
book?
yeah,
Right. And it's the law of attraction. And there's a lot of truth in that. And one of the things you have to understand that this manifestation technique or this law of attraction technique works for entitled fuckheads too. Okay. So I'm just going to say entitled people feel entitled. They feel worthy. They want something. They're entitled to it. They usually get it. Have you noticed that? And you're like, oh, that entitled dickhead. But the law of attraction works for dickheads too. So that being said, why not? If you're a nice person, like I hope we are, why not? We need to use the law of attraction as well and raise our vibration so we're attracting events and people and opportunities at that higher vibration. And fear blocks that. So the question is, how do you overcome fear? How do you this episode, by the way, it's not getting what you want, it's knowing what you want. I probably should have said that in the beginning. And why does that follow after an episode on fear? Because we have so much fear, so much imprinting that we don't even know what we want. Okay, so I'm going to ask you right now, Tracy. Tell me, okay, let's say you had no fear, you were fearless, and there was nothing blocking you, no blocked feelings on money or self worth or any of that. What would you want? Tell me what you want.
I would want to pursue an acting and singing career.
Okay, you know what you just told me? You told me you want to pursue. You want to
I would,
pursue.
I would have.
Pursue?
No,
No, you want to
I would have.
flow. You want to be yourself. And I know you. You are an entertainer at heart. That is your soul. That is your soul's purpose. You sing and you love to be on stage. So say it again. What do you want?
I want to be an entertainer.
Say it again. Say it. Say it. Let's
Oh,
do this. Okay, so now you just created want.
okay.
Let's because we are already getting what we want in this life. Trust me. We are already getting what we want. It's our limited beliefs that are limiting our lives because we don't believe enough. We don't want enough. Miracles happen to those who believe in them. You know why? Because they have that vibration of belief in miracles. Okay, so let me ask you a question. So if fear is one of the lowest vibrations and you've hung out with me, you're my best friend. So this is all you've heard all this shit before and thank you for listening to it again. But I'm going to see if you've really been listening. If fear is one of the lowest vibrations, what is the highest vibration we can have?
Gratitude.
Oh, she's been listening. Gratitude, gratitude as if it's already been done. Gratitude as if. So say it again. I'm going to rephrase it. Who are you?
I'm
Who
an
are you? What do you want?
I am an entertainer. I'm like the geriatric Julia Roberts. Wait, she might be the same age as me. No, I think she's a little bit younger, but
Say it again.
I'm an actress. I am. And I am an actress. In everyday life, I am an entertainer and actress. and
Okay.
it helps me in what I do
Because
for.
that's your soul. Now, we all start off when we're little kids playing in our room and we're
Yeah,
just entertaining. We're free.
and
We
I
have
know
no fear.
you were a teacher. I used to go into the garage and perform and
That's right.
sing.
That's
Yeah,
right. And I put all my dolls on the bed and I'd teach them. Lecture them like I'm doing right now. Don't do
they
as I do as I say. No, so getting back to that's who your soul, that's it's so I guess what what I don't want to lose, so you know me, I'm all over the place, right? Um,
yeah.
but identity,
Yeah,
right? You have to step into the identity,
yeah.
step into it, own it. Because what's blocking you are your fears.
Mhm.
Those fears, the limited beliefs are fears. So what do you fear? So you first said to me, I want to pursue acting.
Well, because I never really have pursued it. The reason I said that is because I never have been serious about it. I've
Okay,
always
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I was busy finding a man. I was busy raising a
Oh,
family.
you brought me back to my train of thought. I love you. That's why you're here. So we're all, I love you. So we're all kids and we're all playing in our room and we're doing whatever we're doing. We're all exploring our inner child and having fun. And then, yeah, well, then we have to go to school. Then we have to graduate. Then we have to go to college. Now, I talked about that in the last episode. We are the first generation of women who were expected to also go to college. I mean, that was just my moms were like, well, I didn't go, you're going. You know, my mom did some college. Yeah, did your mom do some college? No.
No.
No, they got married and had babies young, right? So we had to go to college and then of course we find a man, get married, have babies.
Yeah.
Now I wanted that, I think. I did. I
I
know.
I
It's not
wanted that.
what you want, it's knowing what you want. I think I did. I did. I did the whole thing and I cooked and I cleaned and I worked and I did it all. And then my kids left and I woke the fuck up. And
But
guess what?
you worked when, when what so just to backtrack for a second. So I went to college and I was a musical theater major, and I met my husband in college in an acting class.
Right.
And he was the best actor at school, and he was also very handsome. And anyways, then we got together and we were both pursuing careers as actors while we were real estate appraisers, and then we were production assistants. And then I fell into wardrobe and he fell in the art department. But once I got pregnant, I was very old school and he was very old school about I was going to stay home. So I was for a decade or more completely out of the work area.
Right.
But what did I do, Shannon? I
Oh,
volunteered
oh, we're talking
every
about a former people pleaser, martyr here.
fucking day, every fucking day. I was at school. And then we followed our kids.
That's volunteering. She was volunteering at school. Yeah, and there's a lot of guilt and shame around around that those that whatever. I mean, there's a lot of moms out there who know exactly what I'm talking about.
And a lot of moms who know who you are that put a lot of pressure on people to do things that they can't do or don't wanna do.
Well,
It
that's on
sucks.
you.
That's it. It is totally
That was on you. We got through that. That's your fault.
but that's the difference between
Yes, we have
our
boundaries.
duties, though, because you were busy working and raising a family and doing all that shit, and I was instead of working a professional job, I was working
Well,
my
we
kid.
could talk about, there's all kinds of fear behind pursuing our dreams. We feel guilty, we feel shame. I mean, I'm just gonna presume here that the language and the narrative around becoming an actor is there's no money in it unless you become Brad Pitt or Jennifer Aniston, right? And they're billionaires or whatever. But so that's the narrative around that. Now, I want to commend you personally because you have a daughter who's 25 who is a professional artist. And that's huge because that the narrative around that is, oh, you can't make a career in art. And she is. And we've broken the cycle in so many ways with our children, right? Because you have to. No, I want some notes here. I want to say, so no, my notes here, but I just to check to read that, but I forgot. I can't. The thing is, I can't read my notes, so forget my notes. Okay, so we're talking about. So the next episode is, and I talk about that because everything leads to the next step. So overcoming fear, understanding what you really want in life. Do we even know what that is? Because we're so much fear and narrative and imprinting around wanting. I mean, think about the words desire and pleasure. There's almost guilt around it and shame, like we're not supposed to feel that or have that. But I'm here to tell you, I talked a little bit about it too in the last episode, that we are all one, right? And that's okay. I know I'm jumping all over the place, but this is important. I also talked about how I'm an intuit and I'm an empath, and I meditate every morning. And if I'm good and I go deep, I get there. And I had a download. I had a download, what I call a download. And today's download was, if you want to help others or save the planet, what you have to do, and this is the most important thing you can do, and that is be yourself. Okay? If you want to really help others and save them, do whatever you want, you have to be authentically yourself, because you are put down here as Tracy Denise only once. You've got one go around. I've talked about it. I do believe in reincarnation. I've been here many times, but I'm only Shannon Drayton once. I've got one go around. What was I saying?
You got a download. You're talking about the
I got a
download.
download about that. So being yourself, because everybody here is a beautiful mosaic with with their own special. Everybody has something. So you just have to let it go and be yourself. What does that look like? It's not knowing, it's not getting what you want, it's knowing what you want. What is it that you really want? Have you blocked yourself from even recognizing it? I mean, so as we're talking about this, can you recognize some blocks around you not being an actress right now?
Well, that is
Or,
not being an actress is not what I really want. You asked me what I would do if I had no fear. And
okay, let's go.
that's two different things. For me, what I really want is to be clear and receive what I need to receive. And this is only something that I had a shift recently, and I think menopause really helped me shift and identify things in my life that weren't working. And you, who have been with me on this journey, have helped me, just help me navigate through it. But I no longer want to be a people pleaser, and I no longer want to worry about things. I no longer want to live in fear. So I'm starting to evolve into this creature that I didn't even know that I was, and I love myself so much right now. I'm really excited about who I'm becoming because I'm
Oh, that's
changing
beautiful.
today, and I'm learning about so much more. And I'm breaking the chains of the cycle that I was born into. And I'm not blaming anyone, that's just the cycle I was born into.
Mm-hmm.
And like you mentioned Audrey, and Audrey is doing phenomenally,
Your
and
daughter.
so Shirley is doing your daughter is these are the best of us. Our daughters are the best of us, and it's so exciting to see. And I'll be 60 this year, and I'm super excited to turn 60 because I like myself so much more now than I ever.
Because you're being yourself. You're letting go of what doesn't serve you. We lose such touch with that when we raise kids and everything that we do. We lose touch with who we really are. We really do. We have so much fear around it, and then we don't really know what we want. And stepping into that is a beautiful thing, because when you step into being authentically yourself, like, here, this is what I can say. When I started realizing what I like to do and what I don't like to do, I became a happier person. For example, I used to cook all the time for my family, cook for friends and cook and clean. Oh, fuck that. I did that for so long. I'm not even sure. And then my husband would be hungry, and all of a sudden I'd feel my adrenaline going up because his hunger was like somehow my problem, and then, well, I've let all that go, as you know. His hunger is no longer my problem. Anybody's hunger is no longer my problem. This is what I love to do. I will take you out on a horse. I will do a sound bath. We will do yoga. This is the things I love to do. But bring your own food. 'Cause I ain't cooking for you anymore, because guess what? I don't really like it. I don't really like it. I've let go of the
I
idea
get
that
it.
a woman is supposed to do that. And guess what? As my husband says he's hungry, I say with this like beautiful, happy attitude, like, I'm sorry. And I'm not a bitch. I'm not a bitch anymore because I'm living authentically myself. So I'm happier to be around. And guess what? He cooks for himself now because, and I'm going to quote my dear friend Gina Dondera. We've been friends for 40 years and she was just out here visiting me. And I have to give credit where credit is due. Just be yourself and the world will adjust. And thank you, Gina, very much for that one because
Thank you, Gina. That means the
but
world to me.
that's what happened. I was just myself, and guess what? He cooks for himself now, and it's beautiful. And I'm happier. I don't know if he's happier, but that's not my problem. You're right, Tracy.
Yeah.
So
And
anyway,
he's a really good cook too, so.
what we say he was, but he. Oh, don't even. I'm getting triggered right now. That's not good.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Barbecue master.
There's so many topics we can talk about. But I want then this to lead into next week's episode, which is taking the next indicated action. Because how do you get out of fear? How do you get into doing what it is you really want to do? And I will say this, with action comes clarity. You have to do something. I'm going to quote somebody else, Kathy Heller. She has a podcast. She wrote a book called Abundantly Ever After. I highly recommend that you check her out. She's amazing. But and she may have got this from someone else. We're always trying to quote people because we have so many beautiful, wonderful teachers out there who've taught me so much. So we always try to give credit where credit is due. But she says, God meets you in motion, right? And it's true. So get up and do something. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. And I'm going to say that right now. The homework, we already know the homework is if your vibration's everything, be careful of what kind of vibration you're putting into your body. Be careful what you're watching, listening to. Be careful who you're hanging out with. Keep your vibration high. How do you keep your vibration high? Do what brings you joy. Okay. Do what you want to do and figure that out. What brings you joy? What lights you up? That raises your vibration. Stay in gratitude, very important. A lot of people would think love is the highest vibration. True. But if you don't have gratitude for that love, it means nothing. Okay. So, like, I love my dog, but what really lights me up is when I feel grateful for my dog. Okay. That raises your vibration. And you just have to do something, the next indicated action. And when you go into next indicated action, when you live like that, you're going into flow, right? You're living in the moment because fear's in the future, right? So you go into flow. We're going to talk about that, about God meeting the emotion. I mean, we've all heard that all these old sayings are sort of new again. God helps those that helps themselves. It's the same concept. So with action comes clarity. I will also say this with these young kids and everyone with so much anxiety today, action squashes anxiety. So the homework today is do something. If you have anxiety, I don't care what you do, fold your fucking clothes that have been sitting on your bed for a week. Do something. And I promise you that in that motion, clarity will come. Do something. Get up and do something. Next indicated action. So I want to talk about that on next week's episode. And I don't want to keep these
That's
really
gonna be
long.
next
I want to
week.
keep them short and sweet. Tracy, I appreciate you so much. I can't thank you enough. Any final thoughts?
I just want to take a moment to thank you for taking me on this journey and helping me because, gosh, I think it was maybe 15 years ago. We were on a walk on the Bayona wetlands, and you helped me manifest what's going on in my life right now, which is pretty terrific. So I
Yeah.
just want
Of course,
to
you got because we narrowed it. We found out what you wanted and we fucking made it happen. Right.
oh,
Another thing, Kathy Heller, to quote her again, she's always saying, let's do it. Let's do this. Let's do this. And that's a fearlessness. You have to say, like, I can do this. I want this. Let's do it. I don't know how it's going to happen, but the universe is going to have my back. I know it. Like I said, I used to be fearless out of anger and because I grew up very angry, but that fearlessness has served me. And now my fearlessness, or at least I attempt for my fearlessness to come from a place of that the universe has my back that if I'm authentically myself, that I'm healing myself, authentically myself, that I'm doing my job here on the planet. That's my job. My job is just to be myself. But what does that look like and how do you get there is always the question. So No, thank you for being my muse. Thank you for always listening to me and being there. And thanks for being here today. I hope you come back and help, just because also, menopause is no joke. Your brain just goes in a million different directions. So we need each other to keep on track.
Exactly.
Oh, so beautiful. So why this is recorded for if you're listening to it, we do have it is on the YouTube channel as well. I can't see myself right now because I have the sun blaring and I don't care. See, this is I want to say right now, in a day when everyone's influencers and they're online, they're looking all good with their look, whatever. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care how this is how I look. I don't care because I'm me and I don't care anymore, right?
You're gorgeous, Shannon. You're
Of
gorgeous.
course I'm gorgeous. See, can we even say it? And you're gorgeous too. And I can't wait for your next big acting gig when you become rich and famous and you remember me. The little people. All right.
Oh,
Love you, Tracy. We'll see you next week. Next week is punch and podcast punch fear in the face. Next week is the next indicated action. How to step out of fear, step into what you really want, your real joy, and how you do that. All right. Love you. We'll see you next time. Namaste.